sleep paralysis. You're asleep at night, and then all of a sudden, sometime in the middle of the night, around 3 in the morning, you wake up, sometimes by strange vibrations that you feel going through your body, or a weird dream that you're having. And all of a sudden, you can open your eyes and look around the room, but your entire body is like paralyzed. You can't turn your head, you can't move your body, you can't roll over, you can't even wake up your partner to try and get help to wake you up. You're basically trapped in this strange, altered state of consciousness between being awake and being asleep. And in that moment, it's like your subconscious and your nightmares overlap with reality, and you see a shadow figure emerge in the corner of the room or at the foot of your bed. Oftentimes, it doesn't matter where you are in the world or what language you speak or what culture you're from, these entities often appear the same. There's the slender man, the tall, slender figure with long arms and legs that's just like a creepy shadow figure that emerges from the bottom of your bed or the foot of your bed. There's the man in the hat that stands there with a wide brimmed hat, and sometimes they look like he's wearing a suit or a pinstriped suit with a hat. And then there's the old hag, which looks like a witch, like this old haggard woman with long raggedy hair, and you can't really see her face, but she's got a strange appearance, this creepy appearance, and she lurks in the corner of the room. And sometimes these entities appear at the same time, where you'll see the man in the hat standing in the corner, and then the weird shadow figure crawls up on the bed, sits on your chest, and makes it to where you feel like you can't even breathe. Now, I've experienced this before, and you can tell me down in the comments below if you've had sleep paralysis before. This is something that I've experienced starting when I was around 11 years old. I had a strange abduction experience when I was 11 that was shared with a friend during a sleepover that I've talked about in other videos. And then after that event, I had recurring sleep paralysis episodes throughout my childhood. And then I've even had them in my adult life. In fact, I had a sleep paralysis episode about 2 months ago where this shadow figure stood up at the foot of the bed, crawled up onto the bed, and it felt like it was pushing me down through the blankets and I couldn't move. But there's something that I've figured out about this because I've been exploring consciousness at a really deep level. I've been going into these experiences with an open mind and trying to overcome my childhood fears about these sorts of episodes. Now, in general society, or if you go to a sleep specialist or a doctor, they're going to try and do sleep studies on you and give you a sleep apnea machine, which I've had a sleep apnea machine before. And then I've actually lost weight and recovered and got all of that and got a lot more healthy. And so I don't need the sleep apnea machine anymore. But the way that I figured out how to deal with sleep paralysis specifically is through meditation and through self-awareness and consciousness. In the same kind of way that you can train yourself to become a lucid dreamer, where while you're dreaming in the middle of a dream, you can pay attention and become aware in a certain way to where you actually recognize, wow, this is a dream, like I'm actually in the middle of a dream right now. And when you have that moment of self-awareness, you can suddenly do amazing things where you have almost like superpowers in the dream, where you can fly, you can walk through walls, you can reshape reality, you can manifest things into the dream or completely change the setting of the dream altogether. And when you're learning lucid dreaming, you can become self-aware within the dream by practicing certain things. Like day to day in your regular life, you can do things like you can look at a clock and pay attention to the clock, or you can open a book and look at the writing in a book and read it, or you can hold your hand in front of you and you push your finger into the palm of your hand and say to yourself, is this a dream or am I really awake? Is this a dream? And you can test yourself, because when you're dreaming, when you go to do that in the dream, like out of habit, your finger will actually go right through your hand, or you look at the clock and the clock doesn't make any sense. It's all abstract. Or when you open a book or try to look at a cell phone in your dream, none of it really makes any sense. The words are all strange and everything, because it's like you're accessing a different level or dimension of consciousness, or a different part of your brain that's functioning and operating in that altered state of consciousness. And in that moment, you can recognize, oh, that this is a dream, and you can become self-aware and lucid. So I started trying to apply that to this phenomena of sleep paralysis, and I've discovered something fascinating, that in the moment of sleep paralysis, the shadow figure will appear in the room, and you start to feel this feeling of fear, and your body is paralyzed. And normally you think this is a bad thing. This is some kind of like a demon or some entity that's here to attack me or whatever. That's what I used to think when I was a child and I didn't understand. But instead, now what I do is I get excited. And I know that that sounds counterintuitive, and it's not easy to do. There's a part of you that's like, does not like being paralyzed, does not like having shadow figures appear in the room. But what these entities actually are is they are introducing you through your subconscious levels of your awareness. They are introducing you to the phenomena of out-of-body travel, astral projection. These are initiation experiences that if you overcome your fear, and you could even say your prejudice about the entities and the experience, they actually will transform into positive experiences. So let me tell you how I do this. When sleep paralysis begins to happen to me, and I realize that I'm paralyzed, and I wake up in my bed and I'm looking around, I can't move, I can't talk, I feel this weird vibration feeling. Instead of fighting against it, instead of resisting it and being overcome with fear, what I do now is I start to get my anticipation up, and I tell myself, I'm about to go on an out-of-body journey. I'm about to go on an adventure. This phenomena is here to pull me out of body into an astral projection experience where I can explore the universe out of my own body in this amazing way. And so my body is currently paralyzed, but my soul and my consciousness is about to be set free. And so when the shadow figure, the Slenderman entity, appears, crawls up on the bed, and I feel like they're looking right at my face, instead of resisting and panicking like I'm trapped in a nightmare, what I do when I feel that subtle vibration going through my body and through my soul, I let that expand, and it turns into like this powerful waveform, and this feeling of detachment from the body begins to happen. And you're not dying, nothing bad is actually happening. What you can do is imagine in your mind that the phenomena, the entity, the man in the hat, the old hag, the scary clown in the corner of the room, whatever it is not actually a person or a spirit that is there. They are a gateway or a doorway for your consciousness to travel through in order to experience amazing things. So when this shadow figure crawls up on the bed and is pushing down against my body, instead of resisting it with fear and with a bunch of hesitation and panic inside of me, like, oh no, this is bad, what I do is I go deeply within it, like a deep meditation. And I imagine that this entity is actually a doorway or a gateway or a portal to the other side, to this out-of-body experience. And you can actually project your consciousness right through the center of that phenomena. If it's a shadow figure that crawls up on you, imagine that the chest of that shadow figure is open like a doorway or a portal or a tunnel to the other side, and you go right through the middle of it. If it's a scary clown or the old hag or the man in the hat, they literally are pulling you out of body to have a phenomenal, amazing out-of-body experience on the other side, to take you on an adventure. They're like a helper or like a clue that if you overcome your fear and you don't descend into that panic, you actually get this sense of excitement, like, okay, let's go, it's time to go, we're gonna go on an adventure. Then what happens is you will project your consciousness through that experience, right through the heart of it. And what happens is on the other side of it, you will experience all of those esoteric phenomena that you hear about other people having, where you can explore the universe, you can have visions of the past, you can meet some of the spirits of your dead relatives, or you can have an encounter with extraterrestrials and feel like you're actually on their ship or in their world learning other things. And these experiences, every time that I've overcome my fear, have turned into something really positive for me instead of being something that I'm afraid of. So now it's like this initiation into this out-of-body experience, like being a Jedi in Star Wars, where you learn how to project your consciousness and perceive the future and develop telepathy and all these amazing things. But these initial experiences are like an initiation into the phenomena and into these things like astral projection and quantum entanglement, where you can go through the experience without fear and you can see what's on the other side. And so that is a really key and important thing that I've figured out, to where now, like the most recent sleep paralysis experience that I had a couple of months ago, instead of getting afraid, I just embraced that weird feeling in my body, like everything was vibrating, or that there's a rumbling deep under the earth. I see the shadow figure come up and crawl onto my bed. Instead of telling myself that this is like a demon or some evil spirit that's here to harm me or whatever, instead I got excited, like they're a messenger. They're giving me a clue. They're helping me detach from my physical body to explore the astral plane in different ways. And instead I set my intentions in a positive way. I tell myself in my mind, I visualize exactly where I want to go, like a GPS signal that I'm putting out. And then I project my consciousness with focused intentions and positivity right through the heart of it, right through the heart of the shadow figure or the phenomena, with good intentions as a good person. And I'm like, let's go, let's see what's on the other side. And what happens is, it's like you get pulled through this experience, you go through the gateway, you go through the portal, and you will find yourself, and you will realize that you're in this totally different place, in a different dimension, in a different realm. And then you begin to travel at the speed of thought and intentions, wherever you think about, and whatever you're feeling, and whatever you want to know, whatever questions that you have, you'll find yourself there learning the answers and gaining that knowledge. Because what's really happening in sleep paralysis is your consciousness is waking up in the middle of that gateway. You're in the middle of this hypnagogic state or hypnopompic state. Hypnagogic is when you're right on the cusp in between being awake and falling asleep. And hypnopompic is the state of altered state of consciousness level, where you're just waking up in the morning, coming out of deep sleep, and you're kind of in that weird shadow realm in between. And that is the actual gateway to these out-of-body experiences. So if you're trying to study deep meditation, astral projection, out-of-body travel, if you've listened to the gateway tapes and you're struggling to have these experiences when you meditate, you're not actually achieving success, it's probably because you have to overcome your fear and your prejudice about how the phenomena initially appears to you. They're not necessarily negative, they're not bad, they're not evil, even though it feels like you're in the middle of a nightmare. What they are is a set of clues, signals, and deep subconscious symbols that appear, that help transition you from being in this three-dimensional physical reality into these spiritual dimensions. So it's something that I am actually exploring, and something that I've had a lot of positive results with. And it all has to do with your heart, your intentions, and whether or not you become afraid or excited about the experience. So give this a try next time something like this happens to you. See if you can overcome your fears, go right through the heart of the experience. Imagine that the entity that's in the room that you feel like is pinning you down is actually opening a gateway or a doorway for you to explore these spiritual dimensions. This is something that's taken me years to figure out, but if you want to know more and you're curious about this and you've watched this video all the way to the end up to this point, you might be really interested in my new book that I just released on my Patreon page. and look for it in the next couple of weeks on Amazon in hardback and paperback editions where you can get a physical copy. It's called Psionic Contact by Carl Andresen. Andresen is spelled Andreasen, but look up Psionic Contact, Carl Crusher on Patreon to get a copy of the book today. I talk a lot about sleep paralysis and exploring the different dimensions of consciousness and developing your psionic abilities to actually make psionic contact with the phenomena. So make sure and go check it out. Get a copy of my new book.